Hi everybody, 27th of January 2017. This is an update on my journey. We're almost 5 weeks out from the competition. It is exciting for me, but also quite emotional as well. I wanted to do this video a few days ago, but I wasn't in the emotional frame of mind to do it. So I had to wait a few days, such as now, to try and do this video. It's been one of the worst weeks of my competition preparation journey. The reason being is because not only early this week did I find out from my competition coach that through this process I've lost about 4 kilos of muscle, which is not a good outcome. But something happened 2 days ago which was worse than losing the muscle, and it involved an injury that I had in the gym. The worst has happened, I think, that I could ever imagine. I've just injured my lower back. I felt it on the leg press and it's very painful. I have an ice pack on it right now. So I am mentally not coping very well. So yeah, it's pretty tough. Yeah, that's my situation. And I haven't injured myself like this in a long time. And I felt an immediate tear in my lower back. I'm not sure if I bulged a disc, if I ruptured a disc, but every now and again there's a bit of pain in my legs. So yeah, see what happens. And so I was doing legs, I was doing a leg session, and I was on my own, and I was on the leg press machine, and I went a little bit too far beyond where I should have, and I injured my back. And I felt it immediately, and it was immediate sharp pains through my lower back. And I was lucky to get the plate off me. Now in hindsight, I think about it, there was only 80 kilos, 170 pounds. So it wasn't very light. I was doing high reps and I hurt myself. I had to stop what I was doing immediately. I couldn't walk properly, and all I had left was seated calf raises, and that was it. And I was about to leave the gym and I thought, no, I need to try and finish off this whole workout. So I went back and I tried to do seated calf raises and I couldn't. And so I made a decision to just finish the whole thing. And so I was walking home in pain with a lot of numbness in my lower back and shooting pain down one of my legs. And my first thought was sciatica, and that I've bulged, ruptured, slipped, torn a disc. And the biggest fear swept over me, which was that I may not be able to compete. And so I had an emotional time dealing with that when it happened. That was only 2 days ago. And I reached out to my coach via message, told her what happened. She said to go see physio, which was exactly my line of thinking. And when I got home here, I was laying on the couch. You'll see a video of me actually with an ice pack, and I was icing my lower back. It was completely numb and I couldn't barely move. I could barely get off the couch, and it was an emotional and a physical struggle for me. And then fast forward to now, so I slept with that ice pack. I woke up yesterday, I was icing as well, and it has reduced some of the pain. I went on my morning fasted walk, cardio, yesterday morning and this morning. As part of my routine, fasted cardio in the morning, just walking around the streets here. And I seemed okay, but I have a problem, and that is I do not have full range of motion or full mobility in my torso. And that is a real problem for the competition, where I'm expected to put my body into unusual positions, unusual posing positions, where I'm twisting. And right now I just can't do that. And even sitting in this position I'm in now is really painful. and I can't go too far forward, and I can't twist too much. And so that it's really screwing with my psyche. So I booked in to see a physio for next Monday and to get some scans done next Monday. Today's Friday. I was supposed to train today, but for my legs, but that was cancelled with my coach, so no training today. And so she's advised that I discontinue my training until further results, until I get results. And so yesterday I went into the gym and I was training and I was doing bis and tris. I was doing biceps and triceps, and that was fine. So I'm far away from my lower back as possible. And then I left the gym, and then I still felt some pain in my lower back, and every now and again some shooting pain down to my knee on my right leg. So I've decided to share this with the world because this is the worst thing that could possibly happen at 5.5 weeks out. Today, as I film this, I actually have a posing session with one of the judges of the INBA Federation. It's $100 per session, and I was going to cancel it because I feel like I'm not mentally in the right place for it. Physically, I'm certainly not in the right place for it, but I figured that if I cancel, it's a bad impression. She's one of the judges, so I don't want to create a bad impression by cancelling on the day of my session. So I'm going ahead with that. And so, where I stand right now, just to wrap this video up, I'm emotionally a bit of a mess. So I'm fighting back some emotions at the moment because it could possibly mean that I cannot compete. I cannot get on the stage. After everything I've prepared for and the thousands of dollars I've invested in this journey so far, it could mean that this whole outcome may not even happen. That's upsetting. How I bring myself back to reality is thinking about my health. Yes, I've lost a bunch of muscle, which is not ideal. Yes, I've hurt my back. I'm in pain. It's a lot better than what it was, but I'm still in pain. I can't do certain things. But ultimately, I have my health. And I'm not sick. I'm breathing. I have good health. I can still move around. And that's really all that someone can ask for in a world where people don't even have those luxuries. So when I think of those things, it cheers me up a little bit. But then when I think about competing, it saddens me because it may not ever happen. So anyway, that's it for me. I am going to wrap this up, and thought I'd share this with the world. And thank you very much for tuning in, and stay tuned for further updates and the test results. Thank you for watching.